Yeah, it's going right now. Good? Yeah. Alright. So, it's taking a second to load. So right now, Janee and I are going to show you the design. This is our initial design, taking from the pencil drawings. And what I did though is I took out we had trees in here, and we had patio furniture, things like that, that when you import some things that were already done and shared amongst this this form, I guess, lack of a better word, of this, where you can go and grab different objects to use that are pre-made. When doing that, especially with the trees, with all the leaves, my computer is not the fastest, or the graphics isn't. I got plenty of memory in there. I upgrade the memory, but the graphics. So if you're using Sketchup, it works great until you start getting into like the final stages of your project. Then you may need to make sure you have a nicer computer. So maybe someday I'll put that on the list. But all right, so for right now, basically took the outline of our property. It's kind of weird. We do own part of this road that's adjacent to the property. There's an easement. We've learned that the easement is not the full road, so we're going to be checking on that, but is only about half of the road. But the county about 7-8 years ago came in and paved to where it's a full road, and the prior owner kind of informed us of that they were basically encroaching into the property. So we're going to have to look into that before it becomes like a prescribed easement, and make sure they're going to be okay with our plans, because some of it bumps pretty close to the road, but officially that is still our property. So all right, with that, we do have a flood channel that comes through our property, and we have some little piece of land on the other side as well, so we were thinking of doing some additional parking over there. But this is our train station themed idea with the locomotive. So as we've shown you in one of the videos, we did a quick little flower garden area, and we thought we could put our signage in there. And then we have the locomotive. I didn't have to go to this, as well as the boxcar, go to this level of scale, but I was using the building, the original status it was, and then kind of building it from there. And so I was using this as a way to learn the program better. I mean, if you look here, you can go all the way like into very detailed on all this. And so let me share with you too. Like, you can take your measuring tape, just to give you an example. That's a 1/2 inch of real-time 1/2 inch. So we did the best we could just to kind of make it. And then the nice part about it is we're able to use it in our videos too, as part of our graphics stuff. So all right, anyway, so our name is Choo Choo's. We did register that as an LLC already. Secured the website that we wanted to use, and that's what we plan on using as our name. So it's kind of whimsical. It's kind of what we're going for. But as far as the building itself, this is the design. This is what it currently is this part of the building. So we're going to be adding a front door, the main front door we're going to be adding to the front here, and then doing a patio cover And then there was the current doors on this side, and our plan is to actually move it to this side. And for that reason, I'll show you the inside in a minute, but it was just easier to be able to fit more stuff. Again, very small building, so we really had to get creative to try to fit some interior seating and then also have some deck seating out here. And then of course we're going to be focused on to-go a lot too. So got the propane tank over here. That was a change I did. We did have it over here, and we actually did meet with the county after doing these plans, and he let us know that the propane tank for the size we were looking at would have to be at least, I think it was 10 feet from the building, so we moved it out here. And then we still have some room here to fit our trolley. I have a 1990 Chevy P30 trolley bus we've had for many years, and so we thought we might try to incorporate that into the theme and all. So trees back here, the fencing we wanted to do like rusted corrugated metal, the wainscoting across the building kind of rusted corrugated metal, same with all this, so it kind of looks new the way the design is, but we do want to make it look older. And then a clock tower, of course, for a train station with clocks on 3 sides, and then the back just to have an entrance to be able to do any kind of adjustments or repair. So again, my computer does not render very quick, so that's why it's I should have took these shrubs out too, because that probably slows it down. So we've got all this down here, all the brown is all going to be just your classic wood decking. We're even thinking not do any of that, what do they call it, not the pressure stuff, but the composite decking, or whatever that's called. We're not going to do that because we really want to make it look and feel old, like an old train station. And if we do anything like very new like that, it's nice on maintenance to do that stuff for sure. In fact, if we ever redo the deck at our house here, we may consider that one. But for this, we definitely want to keep it with the 1.5 inch thick 2x6s. So that's the plan for here. So a lot of wood. Wood prices right now, by the way, are very high. So hopefully by the time we start this project, prices will come down a bit, which is the rumor that they've already started, but they're still very high. What else for outside? Outside, we do have a walk-up window, so if you order your food inside and all and want another drink on the deck, instead of going back waiting in line to get another drink, you just come out to this outdoor little walk-up window. So trying to maneuver around all the... Alright, so then just having some seats. I'm moving kind of quick before it renders, but having some outdoor seats here. We got some more that I took out already, just trying to save on the rendering. Add lighting. This is not currently here, so all the fascia, we're going to rip down that dark green fascia and we're going to put in fresh wood and we're going to stain it, so that way it kind of has that wood look to it, to go with the corrugated metal, the rusted corrugated metal. Some industrial lighting, some gooseneck type lighting, and we have some cage lighting throughout too to kind of give it that mineshaft kind of feel. Some brick. This will just be brick veneer, and then for the columns here, and then for the fencing for the patio area, it's not going to be this chain link, but that was the option I had I couldn't find a hog wire option in there, so instead of trying to create it, I just kept it. But what we're thinking about is using hog wire, either rusted or black type in here, and then doing a rod on top for like to be able to lean on. So, or maybe to go with wood, we'll see. But for right now, let's put that. Can't have a train station, of course, without a flag. So we're gonna have an oversized flag that will wave over the building. And then up here with the signage, part of this is bring in dimensions. So if we're able to increase the elevation to be higher It won't make the it'll make the building maybe look a little bit bigger. So I was kind of playing with the clock tower, with the signage, and then the bell. We did find a bell on OfferUp and picked that up. And it's really cool history. I don't have all the details right now, but basically the guy's, I think it was his grandfather, in Texas, was all part of the small school district there or something. When they tore down that school building, they gave it to him as kind of a gift. And then I think his dad received it. I may have the story. Maybe it was one generation, not two, but he did send us an email, which we're going to put part of that history with it. So we do have that saved. But anyway, he got it, and he never did anything with the bell, and he downsized during this boom and doing his thing, and so he practically interviewed us, in regard to the bell, and so I think he's really happy with what we have planned with him. In fact, we keep in contact with him as well, just to kind of show him the design, what we plan on doing with it and all. So, and I think he's pleased that, if their family wants to see it, and I guess he passes through this area on occasion too, so he'll be able to someday see it. All right, and then this was we picked up with the locomotive, and this was a chimney that was out there. It's a little bit thinner than the chimney that's on the locomotive now, but they gave it to us, and we're going to just incorporate into part of our design here. So, and then just having some venting, and then a little chimney, a little whimsical there, and then we're going to have this faux tower, and the faux tower is going to work like a little water feature. It's not going to be filled with water, but just having a little water feature circulate through these steel barrels and then pump back up through, and just have something trickle. There is a highway back here on the horizon, about one parcel away, maybe 200 feet, maybe, or no more than that, maybe about 100 yards. And so anyway, this will help drown out a little bit of that noise from the highway. And then of course we do have more track, so we're going to install more track back here, and then have like a little crossing. And then before we go to the other side, this is the back area where the employee section would be. It's got some trash area, a little table for employees, and then we do have a built-in shed that we need to build. So the built-in shed will be where the water heater is going to be, and some little bit of storage. Right now, as you saw in the demo video, the water heater was inside, so if we bring it outside, we save a lot more room with that. And then we're going to take the swamp cooler off the top of the building. That's just kind of an older style, so we're going to go with a split units, and 2 of them for the interior. For the front entrance, again, we're going to actually extend it out just a little bit and then put the door, and that just kind of helps make the entrance a little bit more grand. All right, before we go inside, this area is going to be pavers. Now, one thing we are going to change is we learned that we cannot have wood decking over the septic. This is where our septic is. So we're going to extend pavers. We kept pavers, we just can't have wood. So we're going to extend the pavers out and then have a little trap door. Actually has 2 points of entry for the septic. It's a 1,000-gallon tank. And we'll have a little trap door to be able to do cleanouts and such as needed. Alright, so before we go inside, this is part of our phase. So the boxcar doesn't have wheels, and we thought just build a loading dock that comes up next to so it looks like the train's pulling up to a loading dock. And we could do more outdoor seating out here and do some covering for that as well. Someday we may want to do something in the boxcar, which would be cool, but for right now, we're just showing the plans for outdoor. And then back here is phase 2, is what we're calling it, and we still need to check to see if we can even do this, because we are really close at this point to the flood channel, and so we don't know if we'll be able to do this or not. So we've got other ideas for this if we can't. But we thought to do an entertainment area and have a little stage right here for small band, and it would be a jail. and we call it the jail transport because it's, you know, with the train and all. And then here would be with the mining theme to go with it. We've got a mine shack that's actually a his and hers restroom. And then there's some cool things behind fencing, you know, like old cart that we were able to find. This would just be a kind of a walk-up bar. So again, when we have somebody playing, we can have some, you know, more drinks and such outside with this little saloon setup. So we'll see if that, but that is a future idea, future plan. We need to focus on the building before we consider that part too. So, all right, so going back into the building. So if we go into the entrance, we're going to have a large TV right when you walk in. It's just going to play videos. There's a picture of Janee and I just for a snapshot here. But we're going to have like train videos playing around the clock. All kinds of different stuff. It could be train music, train sounds, tracks, different old trains, that kind of stuff. We just thought it'd be cool to walk into. And being a large TV, like an 80-inch TV, that you could see it through the glass, so it's going to look like something's alive in there, you know, like people, you know, some activities going on. So it's kind of an easy way to show that it's open for business. When you go in, the restroom right now is on the right. We are going to add a stand-up urinal. We have to make it larger for ADA requirements. I believe it was 59 or 60 inches for the turnaround. Oops. And then as you turn into the main area, we do have an old potbelly stove, had for a number of years too, that's been sitting there, and we finally have a purpose for it to put it into the train station. So walk in. Now it's not going to work though. We're not going to have it burning. My understanding is insurance rate would actually skyrocket if we had live fire in the building. So we're not going to mess with that one. And then you have your check-in counter to order, and then it's just going to be kind of a lineup, you know, as you walk down. And what I always liked is restaurants where you could see the cooks cooking, like, you know where the food is, you can watch them. So that's the plan. It may be a little noisier with grills and such on the back side here, but that's the plan, especially with it being a small building. It just kind of works out good for that. And of course, the cashier, we call it the little ticket booth. That's where you can have a cashier POS system, 2 of them, 1 for each window. This is all we have for indoor seating, just 2 booths and a chair with the handicap option here for this table. And then we hoping to work a deal with the Coke freestyle type machines, and then trash and all that's inside there. There's a little prep counter. So, and then one thing we didn't show you yet is, let's see if I can spin this. Oh, here's the door. So another reason why the door is on this side is it's between the 2 tables to exit. Let's see if I can spin this around and then come out. So right here, we have some venting for the air conditioner units to try to send air throughout the rest of the building. But here we have a track. Both sides you can see little tunnels through the walls. That's where G-scale train's gonna go. So we're gonna have a train going around the ceiling just for extra fun. And we actually, Janee got for Christmas a G-scale train, and with the boxcar that's all santafe. So, all right, and then for the interior, we have just for the draft counters. This is more for looks with the wine barrels, and then we have a counter on this side, fryers on this side, and then another obstacle is this hood. We've already talked with supply chain for appliances and all, and how much these hoods can run, and you could install them yourself, but even the county said it's not easy just to get it right and everything per code. So there's different measurement requirements and all that. So we're gonna have to look into that a little bit more. Then the back of the kitchen, we've got hand washing station, which is required. We do have a prep station. And then back here, you can't really see with the angle, we have a mop station that is required. And then we have a 3-bin sink with the grease trap, which is required. We did learn for this county that because we were thinking about doing a dishwasher, which we can do, but you still have to have a 3-bin wash sink at minimum for this county that we're in. So we don't have room for a dishwasher, so we're gonna have to stick with the 3-bin. But our thoughts are, is anything we serve on, it's all gonna be to-go kind of stuff. So we're not gonna have a whole lot of dishes other than our serving dishes. And then over here we have a prep sink that's separate from the wash sink. And we went with the 2-bin for now with the design, just to have some room. Another little prep table next to the prep sink. And then the fridge back here in the corner as well. Alright, that is basically it. Let me see if I can scroll out of the view, going through the attic. And I think that is basically all to show. Parking's another hiccup we're going to have. We may need to figure out how to get more parking in here. So we'll be looking into that as well. So that is the plan for now. That's our initial plan.
The bear finds us.